We're gonna go on to NXT now. Charlotte defended her NXT Women's title on Wednesday against Mia Yim. She is scheduled to take on Io Shirai next Wednesday. Charlotte's had the title for just under a month. She's been part of the shows. People don't seem to really care. Where are you at on Charlotte being NXT Women's Champion and her? I guess it's really only a one match run, but the promos and the now Io Shirai upcoming match.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, I remember we spoke about this before Mania, right? And I was expecting her to win the title. One of the main things I liked about her winning the title was she would not be on Raw, so she could come back hot, like in a territory system, right? Like she'd be like fresh again, which would be a real step for her because she's not been fresh for a long time. I don't want to criticize them for not doing that because clearly Raw clearly doesn't have a lot of people there right now. So you can't just be like, no, Charlotte is off no matter what. You have to use her, I guess, if she wants people there. However, it is having an adverse effect because, like, I'm seeing her more now. That was not what I wanted. I did not need more Charlotte. I mean, I think Charlotte's tremendous, but I didn't need more segments of the Queen and, this, that, and the next thing. The match on NXT I liked the match. I'm a little bit concerned because I remember when they did the War Games deal and all that stuff, I remember the dialogue being NXT has the best women's division. And I agree with that, actually, at the time. I'm a little bit concerned if this is about to become a deal where it's like, that division was awesome, and then Charlotte came into town and beat every single person in it. That seems like a dangerous move. And especially when you have like Bianca Belair's going up, Shayna has gone up. I fear what this is doing to the audience that actually likes NXT if she just comes in and beats everyone. And Shirai is a very risky one in that case because their audience loves her. Mia Yim is over to a lesser degree. But the match was cool, and it is cool to see Charlotte with new opponents. But this is a risky one, a dangerous territory they're entering here because 2 segments of Charlotte every week will not help our issue if she's a little bit overexposed at all.
It feels like they're running through these matches pretty quickly. I mean, she beat Ripley. I get it. That's WrestleMania. It's done. Like, you're doing Yim and Shirai back to back. Assuming she beats Shirai, you have who else? Tegan? Like, Tegan is... Because Bianca's up. Shayna's up. Tegan's like the only...
Tegan's the next babyface.
Yeah, Tegan's like the next babyface. And she's probably not ready for that spot just yet. And it's just... It seems like she's running through this stuff pretty quick. I'm not saying drag out, do a 3-month feud with Mia Yim, but it feels like you could have gotten more out of the Io Shirai stuff. And the problem is, like, Io, I guess, is still a heel, but she won the match, so you have to do a heel versus heel. I don't know how you really build that for a long, sustainable stretch of time. It's like the division still has plenty of talent. This is an all-encompassing NXT issue of there's a lot of talent. They've kind of lost that ability to tell any type of sustainable story. And some of it is due to circumstance. I know you're working with a limited roster, but some of it is just it doesn't feel like you're trying with some of this stuff. I swear if I have to see another Keith Lee, Dijakovic, Damian Priest mixed match, I'm just done because I've seen these guys wrestle 300 times in front of no one, and that includes their previous matches years ago. I don't need to see it anymore.
I'm just your point there about NXT and the struggle with telling a story. I think we can go more specific and just be like the baby faces, man. Like, I'm looking at their roster here, right? Candice LeRae and Dakota Kai should both be like premier baby faces to work Charlotte, and neither of them are. They're both heels, and I just wonder if at some point someone is going to put their hand up in one of these meetings and go, I don't think we can turn her heel, guys. Okay, whoever it is we're talking about here. Like Candice LeRae, I get the thing of why they're doing it, and I understand the story they're telling, but she's such a great babyface. Dakota Kai was such a great babyface. Now that one, if you feel like her and Tegan were better off as foes, I get it. But like now, what you're left with is, like you say, Shirai is not even a babyface. So I don't know. The Shades of Grey deal comes back again. It's tough. I always assumed Rhea was going to beat her at the SummerSlam takeover. Now, whether that is even a thing that will happen now seems unlikely, but that was my assumption. And how we get there, like you say, like if we're going this quick, I don't know if that's the plan at all. Maybe Shirai wins, Jeremy. Maybe she wins next week. I don't know.
I would be very surprised if she wins. I wouldn't hate it at all. I think it would be great. When you mentioned the heel turn, they've turned Candice, Dakota, and Shirai heel all in the last year. Like, that's 3 heel. They would get a warning in TEW of being like, you've done a little bit too many babyface to heel turns with the women here. Maybe you shouldn't do this. Like, this is what's going on with it. It's like when they can't figure out what to do with a person, it's just, let's turn them heel, and then say they had ulterior motives or whatever their explanation typically is. They got to stop with that. They've got to stop with that and just figure out how to just book an actual babyface.
Just to, and this is a genuine question, I don't know. Mercedes Martinez, like, has she been on TV for NXT, or am I missing something? She hasn't been on TV a ton, right?
Not during the. I don't think she's wrestled during the empty arena shows, and before that, she wasn't really like a regular weekly kind of person.
Yeah, because she came, like, she was in the Rumble, and I remember being kind of like, wow, they must have something in mind, but I don't feel like I've seen her much at all since then. So she would be a tremendous opponent for Charlotte in just like a TV title match. That would be awesome, but I don't know what the deal is with her either. So, yeah, they've got a ton of talent. They need to kind of reshuffle things, I think, a little bit if you're going to have Charlotte as heel champ. But again, it all depends on how long this intends to last. I think both of us assume it's heading back to Rhea, right? Like, she's got to just overcome Charlotte. But then at that point, it's like, okay, now which one of the people Charlotte beat does Rhea lose to, right? So it's a strange one. It's a little bit of uncharted territory for them. I don't know. I like the idea on paper before. In execution, while it's cool we're getting these matches, it isn't achieving the main thing I wanted, which was like, okay, just give Charlotte some time away from Raw, basically.
People are big mad at Charlotte too. She kicked out of Rhea's finisher at 3 minutes into their Mania match. She apparently no-sold Mia Yim's finisher last night. Io's gonna hit her with, I don't know what Io's finisher is, and Charlotte's just gonna not even take it. I don't know what Io's finisher is. I'm sorry.
No, I think what happened last night was that Mia has like changed her finish.
Okay.
So her old finish, I guess, now automatically becomes like a signature move deal. And Charlotte was just like not bumping for it. So, which I respect. I'm all for that. So, yeah, I mean, sometimes that stuff's harsh because I've watched the match and I certainly didn't watch it thinking, wow, Charlotte's just eating her up. Like, I don't think that was her intention at all. Stuff happens. We get it. We see this stuff happen. But, yeah, there's a narrative forming. Can we say that much? There is a narrative forming.
Very much so with Charlotte. She's on 2 shows. That's kind of what you need to know about that. She's on 2 shows. She's a big star, Joe. A big star. 600,000.
Sure is. Moves them ratings.
Yeah, 600,000.
She moves them ratings, Jeremy.
Watching every week on NXT. Big star. Our final